Thank you. Nice to see people in real life and not being behind the screen. I'm the chairman and the owner of KTC. We've been around for, which I will get into later, but we've been around for 40 years, founded by my family, and we are an energy management company. I don't want to go into much into the details of why we're here, but everyone knows that if the average temperature goes above 1.5 Celsius, we will get into a world that will pretty much look like this. And I guess there is no planet B, which in my world, I want to stay here. I want to be on this planet. That's why we do the work that we are doing. The buildings generate 40% of the CO2 emissions, so it's a pretty big part of the planet's CO2 emissions that we need to take care of by fixing the buildings. And most of the buildings that consume the most of and produce the most of the CO2 come from commercial buildings and large real estates. Even though many of the pictures that we see here today is mostly focusing on private homes, where we at KTC are focusing on the large buildings. The market value is 24.7 trillion by 2030, and it's a pretty extensive market that we need to invest in to really make this happen. And just for building energy management systems, we're talking about 117.83 billion by 2025. And being part of this market for my entire life, I would say like it's we see the biggest drive ever. KTC, we believe in a world where energy is free with zero environmental impact, and still offering people a great indoor climate. So that's our three main KPIs that whatever we do and everything that we work on is about. How do we make energy free? We have literally been making energy free for the last 40 years, and but we are getting closer and closer to 100%. And we do that by developing technology that simplifies and move energy to where it makes the most impact at the right time, with less time invested to make those systems operate in the most optimal way. So about us, we've been around for 40 years, founded by my father. We see an enormous shift now from the last 5 years when we started getting into renewables. We are 100 people located in Sweden. We have today 250,000 connected sensors, 6,000 connected buildings, where we are now evaluating how we can transition our business into new business models, going from a more traditional into a new business model. Not too much about our details, but I got into the company. I spent 15 years out of KTC working with doing startups in telecom. I got back 3 years ago, and now we are accelerating. We're looking at scaling the company by 50% each year. And the reason we can do that is because the projects and the business that we are doing is now exponentially scaling in the project volumes. As the first 35 years of our industry, which was very much about learning, we managed to go from 15 to 45% decrease in energy savings, and now everything that we do now is actually going to 100% renewables, which means that we are literally getting closer to the free energy. This is a very simple drawing of how a smart renewable building looks like. But to get into details, this is what our world is about, to simplify the automation and optimization of these very complex systems, to make sure that the energy is used where it actually makes the most sense at the right time. To be able to transition large buildings into renewables, we need to make these things really, really simple. And it's not only that. Let's see what happens here. Does it move over there? Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Too much technology, yeah. So what we do is that we develop technology that makes these kind of systems super simple to optimize and work. And the reason for that, I would say, is that the biggest problem that we are up against is to find a workforce that are able to deploy these kind of systems. And with our technology, you don't need to have any education. The only thing you need to be an electrician. And that is why we work with the largest installation companies that has a huge base of electricians, and they want to transition them into working with renewables and turning buildings into smart buildings. But to be able to do that, they should not need to be able to have the knowledge about working with these kind of systems as it is today. If you look at Siemens, Schneider, ABB, wherever it is that is our competitors, those systems you need a quite of a high education to be able to deploy. And yeah, so yeah, we can, and our products is going everything from like on the controlling and optimizing the local energy system, whatever is an HVAC, is a heat pump or whatever you have, and then bringing that data up to the cloud, and then yeah, putting some extra magic on it to use whatever AI or whatever deep technology that you can use to make these systems even more intelligent without any need of knowledge from the people that is going to work with the products. Yeah, I guess that's all. So thank you very much.